The Colorado State Supreme Court has disqualified Donald Trump from the state's presidential primary ballot, and military ships have started to patrol the Red Sea as part of an international task force. Good morning, I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. The Colorado Supreme Court has ruled that former President Donald Trump is disqualified from appearing on the state's Republican primary ballot next year. Colorado Public Radio's Benta Birkeland reports that's for engaging in an insurrection on January 6th.
This is the first time a Civil War-era clause in the Constitution designed to keep former Confederates from returning to government has been successfully invoked against a presidential candidate. The majority on the court said they didn't reach these conclusions lightly and would not be swayed by public reaction. The dissenting justices said Colorado lacks the authority to decide this case and that Trump would be denied due process since he hasn't been convicted of engaging in an insurrection. The campaign for former President Trump called the ruling flawed and said they will appeal to the United States Supreme Court. Colorado's primary ballots must be finalized January 5th. If an appeal to the high court is pending, his name will appear on the ballot, awaiting a final decision. For NPR News, I'm Benta Birkeland in Colorado.
President Biden is heading to the battleground state of Wisconsin today. He will promote his administration's agenda on supporting small businesses. NPR's Deepa Shivaram reports the president's visit will highlight his economic agenda and its effect on Black and brown Americans.
Biden will visit the Wisconsin Black Chamber of Commerce while in Milwaukee. The White House says Black business ownership in the U.S. is growing at its fastest pace in 30 years. The event will focus on Biden's economic agenda, which the White House has been trying to sell to voters around the country, as polling shows many Americans are dissatisfied with how the president is handling the economy. Biden will also go after Republicans like Senator Ron Johnson, who has repeatedly voted against major pieces of Biden's agenda. Deepa Shivaram, NPR News.
A vote may be held today in the UN Security Council. It calls for a halt to fighting in Gaza to allow humanitarian aid to reach Palestinians. A vote has been delayed on the resolution as diplomats try to find language the U.S. will not veto. Some military ships are starting to sail in the Red Sea as part of an international protection task force. They're watching for drones and missiles fired by Houthi rebels from Yemen at commercial ships. NPR's Tom Bowman says the Biden administration is being urged to strike sites in Yemen that Houthi rebels use to fire into the Red Sea.
The U.S. could strike the drone and missile launch sites on land in Yemen. Some Republican lawmakers have called for that, but the administration doesn't want to widen the Israeli-Gaza war into a regional conflict. Of course, the reason the Houthis are mounting the attacks on commercial shipping is to show support for the Hamas fighters in Gaza. Both the Houthis and Hamas get support from Iran.
NPR's Tom Bowman reporting. Officials in Iceland say a volcano is continuing to erupt about 30 miles away from the capital, Reykjavik. There are no injuries. Authorities say it's a fissure eruption. It doesn't usually cause large explosions. Iceland's foreign minister, Bjarni Benediktsson, says authorities have still evacuated a nearby town.
We were worried that this fissure would open, but luckily enough, it opened in the right place. So the lava is not running towards the town of Grindavík, but rather away from it, so no danger there.
In 2010, the eruption of Iceland's Eyjafjallajökull volcano threw masses of ash into the air. It shut down some 100,000 flights to and from Europe. This is NPR.